So welcome back to my channel. Now, as I said in the previous video, I am here to facilitate and open eyes to individuals who started their careers in IT, especially in the networking department. So with this in mind, I hope by now you should be in the loop where in the know when it comes to networking. You need to have prior knowledge in computing where you need to understand what is a computer, the different components of a computer, and how a computer works. Then next, at least you know how to operate a computer, because once you understand those, the next thing is it is recommended to have an A+ certification so that you can now go to the next level where you now come to Cisco. A+ is very helpful and is actually a beginners. To me, I would talk about if you want to succeed in the journey of IT, help desk, and the likes, you need to have prior knowledge of your computer. And there's no better way to learn computers than to actually go to an A+ class. I'll see how I'm going to try and see how I tackle that. I'll try and see how I'm going to get that into my schedule. But in the beginning, I want to start off by talking about CCNA. And once you pass that requisite of having the basics in computing, you come to now basics, and we advance in networking. Now, over here we'll be doing CCNA, and I'll not be training the CCNA. I'll just be doing generally a walkthrough on what you expected to understand with Cisco, and we'll try and broaden our eyes, because this is supposed to be something that for those people who want to actually see how network PCing and how they work to an extent where we can do broader projects. This is where I'll actually do it. And with this, as I said, I'm doing it for the purpose of people to make people understand the basics and how systems are built up to the levels that are there. I will usually encourage people to correct me where necessary, comment in my channel, subscribe in my channel, and like my channel, just to make sure we hack the algorithm. And I hope things will improve as we continue. As you can see, I am still shocked I'm doing this, but I have to do it. So also, I hope with time I'll improve the way I kind of deliver some of this content. As I said, I have been a trainer before. That was roughly around 6 years. I've been also doing training as we speak, but it's more like a personal. It is kind of in personal capacity, so don't mind me. So let's see where we'll head, and I hope things will improve as we continue. So I'll be using this as my guide to go through at least each and every of these topics, and where necessary, I would want to kind of also come up with a community. You can actually give me suggestions on where we can actually build a community. Is it Discord? Is it Skype? Is it Reddit? I'm open to all that. I'm also considering coming up with a social media page specifically for this, where I will actually withdraw myself from Enumerate IT. That's my consultants. So as we continue, I'll try to kind of keep you up to date with where and how we're going to go through this. So for those people who want to learn, I should have said you should skip on to I don't know where. So anyway, so basically, the first thing that we're going to do is one, understand where CCNA comes from and why we need this. You'll notice that every job that you will be applying for when it comes to networking, and part of it we'll be dealing with CCNA as a course that is a requirement to actually, especially those entry level to mid level IT help desk and network engineering. You'll notice that we'll talk about Cisco, and also when it comes to also ethical hacking. At least you need to have some basics when it comes to networking. So CCNA is actually is actually a course that is actually by Cisco. Cisco is now a company similar to Microsoft, similar to Juniper, similar to AWS, similar to all those other companies. It's more of like a tech company that was once upon a time the biggest and baddest, you would say so. And what they do is they develop hardware and also facilitate training. It's a business thing, so it's their right to do that. So we come in as facilitators to help train you on how to handle their technology. Currently, they've gone to the cloud, and everybody's going to the cloud, as we say. So I hope we're going to also see ourselves interacting and see how we're going to do some of these things. So it's so random. So let's just go straight to the point. Now, with this, the first thing I wanted to kind of talk about is how do we now start doing Cisco. And this is, I think, the point where we'll now be dealing with how we're going to work with this. So there's a tool called Cisco Packet Tracer. If you want to go to google.com, so it's called the Cisco Packet Tracer. And I will try to explain it in brief. This is actually a tool developed by Cisco that enables us to implement implement the expensive or this to implement labs at the comfort of your laptop. You don't have to invest a lot. It's actually free of charge, and you don't need to invest over $500 creating what you call labs. But I do recommend you to kind of have the physical idea of how to actually cable, how to connect, how to. It's usually advisable to have that physical strength where you actually physically handle these labs. But for those people who are not able to do that, you will notice that this is actually the only way you can actually go through this. So this is the tool that you'll be using for that. There are also other tools like GMS3, and we'll talk about them in another video where I'll try to compare those tools and see how we can actually work with them too. So that's something we're going to deal with as we're moving forward. Now with this, you'll notice that if you want to get the Cisco packet tracer, you can search packet tracer, and you will actually be able to be. This is what we call the community page. As you can see, if you click on this, it will take you, as you can see, you'll notice that over here there is also what we call the datacard.com. This is actually like a Cisco Academy center. This is what we used to call it back in the days where we used to come and get trainings over here for free. Sometimes we used to collaborate. They used to collaborate with some institutions, especially universities and the likes. They give us training on networking, and then they give us the certification. But that didn't mean that we were going to get the full certification. So basically, if you want to actually download your Cisco packet tracer, you will need to come to netacard.com, and then you need to also have what you call logins. So currently you see I'm going to be able to log in, but in my case I would recommend you to actually sign up for those people who don't have Cisco accounts. Once you sign up, you are able to come up with this. The next thing is, you'll notice that this is a new interface. So there are different ways in which you can actually access that packet tracer. You can either come to legacy. For me, I usually use the easiest way out, legacy, netacard, and then you scroll all the way to resources, download packet tracer, and then you come and select the packet tracer that you want. So if you're using Windows or the /2-bit, Ubuntu, macOS, this is where you're going to click and download your packet tracer. Now once, as you can see, I already have another packet tracer installed on my machine, so for me I'll not actually be focused with that. Once you do that, you now go and install your packet tracer by just quickly double clicking on you go to downloads. Here we are, and then here we are. Then you can double click this. And then which is for me, I already installed it, so you just click on yes, and then you do all the process steps. Let's do it. So I'll uninstall my packet tracer so that I can actually guide you in installing. It's just a quick exercise. Okay. Accept the agreement. Nobody reads the terms and conditions, but I would recommend you to at least have a look at it. This is where you choose where you'll be able to install the packet tracer. For those people who want to install it on the PC, you can actually do that, or you can browse. Just click on next. Next. Do I need shortcuts? I'll just click on next and install. So we'll give it some few minutes for it to finish installing, then we'll move on to the next. Now, as we do that, the same applies to guys who are on macOS or Ubuntu. I'm pretty sure there are also other versions. And as you can see over here, you need to have at least 4 GB of RAM and at least 2 GB of disk space. So your disk space is enough to actually run this. It's not that resource intensive, as I was saying. So now once you're through with installing it, the next thing is coming to your start button and clicking on packet tracer. I didn't spoil anything. It should be able to load. Now, as of 1 year or 2 years ago, you'll find there are versions that require you to log in. As you can see, it did require me to log in, and it kind of, in case you find yourself in a position where you need to log in, use the Cisco ID and password. What you just registered to actually access this. And there we go. We have launched, installed, and launched our packet tracer, and it's going to be ready for use. So, in our next video, I'll be talking about the components that you find in packet tracer and how you're going to use it, and then we can kick off our training or our learning experience by going through several labs that hopefully will help you conquer your CCNA. So, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye now.